This is the video that a lot of people encouraged me not to shoot because I'd like to talk about some things that law firm partners and law firm owners generally don't share with their employees and people who might be interested in working at their firm. But law firms are businesses, and in order for us to enhance the lives of our employees and their families, and in order for us to provide great client service, this is a business and it needs to run like one. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit of insight that I have gained in my 20 years of law practice. And a lot of this was things that I observed in working for some very substantial law firms, the way that they make and lose money, and certainly some insights that I've gained working on my own. As part of the hiring process, we're going to speak much more deeply about the way that people who are interested in not just a progressive earning opportunity, but a really tremendous opportunity for high income can achieve that at our firm. But at a very high level right now, one of the things that's important to understand is that when you work at a big law firm, if you make a big splash by winning a big case or getting a big new client, guess what? It's a tiny ripple in the pond. When I worked at law firms that had 400 lawyers and I had 200 partners, it was really difficult for me, no matter how big of a splash I made, for it to be more than a tiny ripple in the pond that is the firm overall. And so it's a challenge when you are in an environment like that to be able to monetize your efforts and to be able to realize really high income and this progressive earning opportunity from your hard work. When you work at a very big law firm like I did, I was a comparatively junior partner. Let's say of the 200 partners, maybe there's 150 who were more senior than me. That's a lot of people with their hand out looking for raises and bonuses who are going to get it before a more junior lawyer like me was going to get one. So even though I taught at the law school level, even though I spoke at the most prestigious conferences and I wrote for the most prestigious journals, and I feel like I truly did an outstanding job with client service, and even though I always grew my book every year, I still was making a tiny splash. And the more senior partners who were between me and the revenue source were always the ones who were first in line to have their hand out to get paid. And there's never enough money in any organization, doesn't matter what sort it is. And so it can be very difficult for you to really monetize your efforts in a big organization. But that's different here, okay? Because there aren't a lot of people that work here right now. There aren't 100 people who are going to be senior to you with their hand out looking for a bonus. And if you make a big splash around here, if you are able to really figure out the way that we do things, and you're able to hone your craft and to take advantage of the learning from the people here who are senior to you, and if you're really able to train and bring along the people who are junior to you, if you make a big splash here, it is going to be a big splash in this pond, not a tiny ripple, because of the size of the organization. And this business is going to feel your efforts with greater revenue for the firm. The pie will grow, which means that it will be bigger for everybody in the business to share. And you, if you are able to do what we're looking for in this firm, if you're able to really get after it, and I don't want any clock punchers, if you just want to come here for a few hours and get a C and punch your time clock and go home, then save yourself some time, save me some time, and do not submit your resume, all right? But if you are somebody like me, listen, it's Sunday right now. It's Selection Sunday in March. I should be home watching basketball. I should be playing with my kids. I don't necessarily want to be here right now, but the reason that I'm here recording this video is that I am determined to get what I want out of my life and out of this business. And I'm looking for people who vibrate on the same frequency. If that's you, and you want to make a big splash through thought leadership, through meeting new people and developing new clients through relationships, if you want to make a big splash by helping to hone your craft, by learning to draft excellent design and construction contracts. If you want to hone your craft and figure out how to litigate and arbitrate and mediate strategically so that we can make our clients' lives better, and so that you are able to make a big splash in this pond and grow the pie, you are going to realize the financial benefits of that, because you're going to be close to the revenue source, and you are not going to have 150 more senior people with their hand out looking for what is never enough money before you're going to get what's left over. So this is a business. This is a place where people who are really interested in getting after it have the ability to earn at a much higher level than they would if they were working at most other kinds of law firms. And, what does it look like to really get after it? Well, I, 20 years ago, like to think of me when I was a new lawyer as having this little tiny snowball that I've been pushing uphill. Not downhill, but uphill for 20 years. And every day it's a struggle, but every day the snowball gets a little bit bigger. And there are people who are more experienced in design and construction law who've been pushing that snowball up the hill for 30 years or 40 years, or some maybe even more. And theirs is bigger than mine because they've been getting after it for so long. But every single day I close that gap through constant learning and getting after it. And what I'm inviting you to do, no matter where you are in your journey, no matter how large the snowball of your law practice is, whether you've been doing this for 10 years or 20 years or 1 year, I'm inviting you to stand next to me and to go along this process of continual learning, the pursuit of excellence, pursued minute by minute and day by day, to realize the benefits that accumulate over decades. If you are a brand new lawyer and you want to join this firm and you want to start to push that tiny snowball uphill, I invite you to join me on that journey. I will mentor you. I will bring you along. I will help you. If you are a lawyer that's been practicing for 30 years and you got something to teach me, I invite you to come here and help me get better every single day. But what we are not going to have around here is a lot of people who are just here to punch their time clock and get home and to be interested in other things. That's not to say that I don't put my personal life first. I have 4 children. The oldest one is 11 years old. I have a wife. I've got siblings, parents. I've got a dog. I have a whole set of interests outside the firm. I am not just about being a lawyer 24/7, but I am determined to get better and hone my craft every single day, and that is the kind of employee that I'm looking for. If this resonates with you, and I would expect that it won't with most, if you're the 1 in 10 that is feeling this, then please apply for a job at our firm.